Mid-Michigan, whether you like it or not.
Wow.
I like it. It's okay with me.
I'm not a fan.
Really?
It's December. I want the cold temperatures.
I don't mind snow for Christmas, but right now it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for the update, Kendall. It's time for Sports Overtime. And Nick, you were out for a little bit, but we're glad you're back.
Thank you so much. It feels so good to be back. And a team who feels really good right now is the Michigan Wolverines, who made it to the college football playoff for the first time in school history. We're going to break down their game and Michigan State's bowl game. Plus, the Detroit Lions were able to win their first get their first win of the season. There's so much to talk about. It's all coming up next on Sports Overtime.
This is 6 News Now, sponsored by the University of Michigan.
The parents of Ethan Crumbley, an Oxford high school student accused of opening fire and killing 4 students, 4 teens, are both behind bars. A judge imposed a $500,000 bond for each parent. Today, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office held a press conference sharing the newest details from this investigation. 6 News reporter Yamari Sese is here for you with the latest. Yamari.
Kaylee, these are the suspect's parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley. With the help from an anonymous tip last night, police found the couple in an art studio in Detroit, and now they're being held in Oakland County Jail, the same jail as their son.
Approximately 1:30 in the morning, the 2 suspects were taken into custody.
After going missing early Friday afternoon, police were finally able to arrest Jennifer and James Crumbley late last night. Both face 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter following Tuesday's shooting where their son, Ethan Crumbley, shot and killed 4 teens and injured 7 others.
I'm not going to get into specifics, but I think where they were and how they were seems to support the position. They were hiding and they weren't looking for surrendering at that point.
The Crumbleys were found in an art studio in Detroit. With the help of Detroit police,
Detroit had seen the car, had secured the scene, had established a perimeter.
They were both taken into custody and are being detained separately.
No talking, no communication. They're all 3 in isolation. They will never be interacting.
Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard gave the update this morning on Crumbley's status.
We have nothing to lead us to believe that anybody has any mental health challenges. And again, as they came in through our intake process with our counselors and our classification process, they indicate no interest or desire to hurt themselves.
Bouchard says he believes someone helped the couple hide.
Suffice to say, we have enough early indications that clearly somebody helped them into that location and made it available to them. And it was after.
This is Sports Overtime.
Fired up and we're excited, and we're gonna have to earn it in this playoffs.
Well, welcome into another episode of Sports Overtime. Thank you, as always, for joining us. It feels so good to be back after battling a sickness, and what a day to come back, because the college football playoff was announced, and the 2nd-ranked Michigan Wolverines will face the 3rd-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in the Capital One Orange Bowl down in Miami in the semifinal round. Now, there was a watch party in Ann Arbor this afternoon. The Wolverines already having their Big Ten championship banners up in their facility. Head coach Jim Harbaugh had those banners made last week, which is pretty confident for the guys. When speaking with the media this afternoon, Harbaugh and Heisman hopeful defensive end Aiden Hutchinson gave their thoughts on now knowing they're matched up with the Georgia Bulldogs.
It's a great feeling, a lot of hard work. I got to salute our coaches, Josh Gaddis, Mike McDonald, Jay Harbaugh, the coordinators, and the players. Just a long list of guys and a team that just works. They don't talk a lot. They're just more about it. So give them a few days off here, and then we'll get back to work and get ready for Georgia.
We're fired up and we're excited, and we're gonna have to earn it in this playoffs. Playing a very talented team, and I think guys couldn't be more excited.
Well, a little bit after the Wolverines announcement came the news that Michigan State will be taking on Pittsburgh in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The Spartans will be seeing a familiar face across the field in head coach Pat Narduzzi for Pittsburgh, who was the defensive coordinator at MSU from 2007 to 2014. Now, Narduzzi and his Pitt Panthers were taking on Wake Forest last night in the ACC championship game, and the Panthers defense was able to limit Wake Forest to only 21 points, and fittingly was able to seal the victory with a fourth-quarter pick six. Now, this afternoon, Narduzzi was asked if playing his former team of the Spartans will have any factor in the emotions of this game.
We're excited, obviously, to be in this game, but it's a football game. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. We've got a great opponent. It doesn't matter that I coached there for a few years, and that will not play into any role at all. Coach Tucker's got a brand new roster there, and I don't think there's many guys on that roster I know or ever coached. A few guys on the staff, but besides that, there'll be no emotions. It's just another football game.
Well, just another football game is always another opportunity, and seeing as the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is being played in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Mel Tucker knows it's a great chance to show Southern high school recruits what MSU is all about.
Yes, it's going to help us quite a bit. We recruit heavily in the state of Georgia. We're going to be very visible. It's going to be great for our program, great exposure for recruiting. We saw that when we played down at Miami earlier this season. We had a very good showing, and there was a lot of excitement generated in South Florida about the Spartans and Spartan football. So we made a lot of connections because of that game, and so this will be very, very similar.
As for the Spartan players, all the healthy guys on the roster are set to play in this New Year's Six bowl game. There was some speculation as to whether a couple of guys could decide to sit out and just train for the NFL Combine. But Peyton Thorne told us that this game is too important for anyone to miss.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anybody that's not playing. So as far as I know, everybody will be playing. In a game like this, I feel like this is different than, a lower level bowl game where guys would maybe go ahead and just opt out because you're not really playing for too much. But I feel like this is a game that you can say, we're playing for something. This is something that you can take with you after your career and, memories that you'll have at a game like this and playing a game like this. So as far as I know, everybody's playing.
Before the Detroit Lions matchup against the Minnesota Vikings this afternoon, members of both teams wore Oxford football shirts and hats, as well as helmet decals with the Oxford logo, remembering those who lost their lives in the tragic school shooting on Tuesday. As for the game, the Lions came out swinging, up 7-6 in the second quarter, and Jared Goff wants more. Play action, rifling a pass down the seam to Brock Wright. The rookie tight end from Notre Dame holds on for his first NFL touchdown of his career. The Lions led 20-6 at halftime, but former Michigan State quarterback Kirk Cousins and the Vikings stormed all the way back as Cousins finds Justin Jefferson in the back of the end zone to retake the lead with just over a minute left in the game. It would all come down to the final play. Goff finds another rookie, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who snags it for the walk-off touchdown, giving the Lions their first win of the season, 29-27 the final. And after his first win, Dan Campbell gave out a very special game ball.
The first thing I would start with, this game ball goes to the whole Oxford community. All those were affected. And that being said, man, I want us to not forget these names: Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, Justin Schilling, Tate Meir, Phoebe Arthur, John Ashudu, Riley France, Elijah Mueller, Kylie Osigi, Aiden Watson, and Molly Darnell, who's a teacher. Those names, will never be forgotten, and they're in our hearts and our prayers and all the families, and not to mention all those that were affected by all of this. The classmates, the brothers and sisters, the cousins, the teachers, everybody.
What a nice gesture from Coach Campbell. We had some other coaches who were hoping for a Sunday afternoon win, and when we come back, we'll check in on Susie Merchant and her Spartan women who opened up Big Ten play today out in Iowa. College Hoops Talk is next, so stay with us.
This is 6 News Now, sponsored by the University of Michigan.
The parents of Ethan Crumbly, an Oxford High School student accused of opening fire and killing 4 students, 4 teens, are both behind bars. A judge imposed a $500,000 bond for each parent. Today, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office held a press conference sharing the newest details from this investigation. 6 News reporter Yamari Sese is here for you with the latest. Yamari.
Kaylee, these are the suspects' parents, James and Jennifer Crumbly. With the help from an anonymous tip last night, police found the couple in an art studio in Detroit, and now they're being held in Oakland County Jail, the same jail as their son.
Approximately 1:30 in the morning, the 2 suspects were taken into custody.
After going missing early Friday afternoon, police were finally able to arrest Jennifer and James Crumbly late last night. Both faced 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter following Tuesday's shooting where their son, Ethan Crumbly, shot and killed 4 teens and injured 7 others.
I'm not going to get into specifics, but I think where they were and how they were seems to support the position they were hiding, and they weren't looking for surrendering at that point.
The Crumbleys were found in an art studio in Detroit. With the help of Detroit police,
Detroit had seen the car, had secured the scene, had established a perimeter.
they were both taken into custody and are being detained separately.
No talking, no communication. They're all 3 in isolation. They will never be interacting.
Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard gave the update this morning on Crumbly's status.
We have nothing to lead us to believe that anybody has any mental health challenges. And again, as they came in through our intake process with our counselors and our classification process, they indicate no interest or desire to hurt themselves.
Bouchard says he believes someone helped the couple hide.
Suffice to say, we have enough early indications that clearly somebody helped them into that location and made it available to them. And it was after it was publicly announced that there were warrants for them.
It's not clear if there was more than one person that helped and if they'll face any charges. Those are just a few questions that are still unanswered, including what new charges the Crumbleys could face for being accused of hiding from police.
That's going to be up to the prosecutor.
In court this morning, the Crumbly's attorneys argued that the 2 did intend on turning themselves in, but James and Jennifer Crumbly pleaded not guilty in court to those 4 involuntary manslaughter charges. Kaylee, back to you.
The Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, our temperatures outside are going to feel a lot like winter, but the weather conditions that we're expected to see.
Welcome back, everyone. The Michigan State women's basketball team hit the road this weekend, catching a private jet to Iowa City to open Big Ten play against the 9th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. A big test after a tough loss to Notre Dame on Thursday night. Out to Carver Hawkeye Arena, Susie Merchant looking forward to see how her squad would do against a conference opponent. No surprise to Spartan fans, Nia Clouded coming off the corner, getting the bucket and the foul. She finished with a team-high 18 points. It was only a 2-point game at halftime, but the Hawkeyes 1-2 punch of Caitlin Clark and McKenna Warnock were able to dominate the second half. Warnock finished with 21 points and 6 rebounds, while Clark messed around and got a triple-double, 10 rebounds, 12 assists, and 24 points as the Hawkeyes rolled in this one, 88-61, the final. The Spartan men played their weekend game last night against Toledo, and freshman guard Max Christie has been a vacuum in recent games. His defensive performance has made him the guy the Spartans use to shut down the opponent's top shooter. In the game against Louisville, Christie was able to lock down Noah Locke to 0 points. Now against Toledo, Christie led the Spartans with 14 points, but the Rockets' Ryan Rollins scored 21 points on Christie. And take a listen as to how the freshman is extremely hard on himself.
From last game where I shut my guy down for 0 points to this game, it was probably a pretty big disappointment myself, especially. I mean, 21 points is unacceptable, to be honest, especially for me where I have a goal to be the best defender that I can be. It was a letdown for sure from Louisville to this game, so that's something I have to improve on.
Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great night.
This is 6